This programme is sponsored by Triona Design, the Donegal Tweed and Visitor Centre, Ardra, County Donegal. TrionaDesign.com.
Hello, I'm Kathy Donaghy and welcome to this week's edition of Donegal TV. Coming up on the programme, we bring you Baby Rory Gallaghers' Wish to Walk appeal and the gala concert held in Ballyshannon last week. We visit the 106th annual banquet of the Donegal Association in Boston, and we look back on the magnificent Clonmany International Festival and the star-studded lineup they brought to Inishowen for last year's event. But first on this week's programme, Majella O'Donnell recently launched a new charity to help people cope with the stresses and strains of everyday life. Charlie Collins caught up with Majella as she launched Donegal Mind Wellness.
A large crowd turned up recently at the Mount Donegal Hotel in Letterkenny for the launch of Donegal Mind Wellness, the idea of Majella O'Donnell, its founder and patron. 2 years ago, Majella decided that she needed to do something for people suffering from mental health and stress. After much work from a number of people and agencies, it came to fruition. As stress control, Donegal Mind Wellness was launched. Well, Majella, I suppose first thing we should say is congratulations. Just listening to what was going on there, the thought struck me. It's one thing having an idea, and it's another thing turning it into reality. This is a hugely exciting day for you.
Oh, it is. I'm absolutely delighted, I have to say. I mean, it was an idea, you know, that I just had 2 years ago, but I have to say it would be nothing without all the volunteers and, you know, working in partnership with the HSE, Anne Sheridan, Kevin Mills, Eugene, Bill Vaughan and all the volunteers. Fantastic. They're the ones doing the work. It was just my idea and hopefully I'll be able to raise the funds.
So obviously getting someone like yourself to back something like this means a lot to them as well, Majella.
Well, absolutely. I suppose they don't have the resources, you know, to just start up initiatives like this, and that's where I felt, well, it's you know, something that's very, very accessible for everybody. You know, you just turn up, you come along, and it was easy enough to implement. I have a voice. I have a and I don't mean a singing voice either with that. But you know, I have the face, I can go out, I can raise money, so I believe that I should. It's my duty, if you like, to give something back, and I'm just absolutely delighted to think that we're here today and it's launched.
And one of the things I think that gives this a lot of credibility, and you talked about it today, is your personal experience in life up to this stage, because you've certainly had your ups and downs. You've talked about how fortunate you are at this stage, but it hasn't always been like that, Majella.
No, absolutely not. No, I suffered from and still manage depression. Luckily, I've not had any serious bouts in a long time, but I certainly did. But I learned a lot of, you know, skills and how to deal with depression and bad days and how to recognise it coming, and that's kind of the thing that I want to impart to other people. I want other people to be able to have tools to help them cope with it.
Yeah. And then of course your cancer gave you food for thought as well about the value of life and the importance of life and actually fighting something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that was, you know, not a very pleasant journey. But, you know, you have to get on with it and you have to do it. But, I have to, from my own experience, I have to say that I found depression was a lot worse. It was a harder journey to go through because it's not a physical thing that you can deal with, you know, like cancer. It's in the mind, and it's very hard to describe when you have it, never mind trying to get people to understand who don't have it. So, you know, that's why I suppose it'll always be my baby from my heart, if you like.
And one of the things that's actually come through very strongly here today is there's nothing forced about this, Majella. This is a facility that's going to be available to people who want to be facilitated, and there's no pressure on anyone.
Absolutely no pressure whatsoever. I would urge anybody, because we're all dealing with stress in our lives, to go. You've got no excuse. You know, it's 6 weeks. We're trying to take it to the most trying to make it accessible for everybody. We need facilitators, we need people just to tell us if they have a group of people and that they'd like to run it, then we'd be happy to run it, once we have enough trainers. It's free, you just come along, you don't have to speak, you don't have to give away any of your details. So, I would urge everybody to go on it if they can.
It is all about changing how people think about their mental health into a strength and their well-being. That's what we need to build on.
Yeah. And you talked about the join up with other things that are happening within the HSE as well. And Donegal has been a county that has been badly hit in the past.
Certainly, we are, as Majella said earlier, quite an isolated county geographically. And we have suffered some very significant tragedies, be they suicide, be they very severe car accidents and all of that. And what we're trying to do is build a community resilience to deal with it and to change the health services so we are better able to respond to those things if they do happen. Clearly we want to prevent suicide, we want to prevent people attempting suicide, and we have programs to do that. And our initial aim is to work and with initiatives like this that Majella has started in Donegal. We have other programs then like Jigsaw, which is a youth mental health initiative, and that again has been very successful, and we're going to try and attempt and strengthen our links with the schools and teachers.
What attracted you to it, Paul?
It seemed a very practical method, and it's something that's been used in Glasgow area for 20 odd years, and it's a very down to earth. And somebody today said that it's also men friendly. It's not requiring a lot of unburdening of the soul. You come and you listen, you take away guides, you take away notes, you take away a CD, and a practical series of steps.
Yeah. This is the type of thing that needs support because people are living in stress-filled worlds, as you said, Siobhan, so really this is a very useful exercise.
It's extremely useful, and even just to look at the map that they have up today, the fact that it's coming from the ground up, it's coming from the people coming forward themselves, a bit like people came forward themselves because their lives have been touched. No more than cancer, I think stress is in every household, and if at least one person from a household does that course, there'll be a lot of changes and improvements in people's lives.
What do you think about the format that's been used here in terms of the stress control seminars around the county? They've been very successful so far. Obviously they look as if they're working. Do you think it's something that can work on a long-term basis?
Oh, absolutely. It's great that we have a high-profile person like Majella who's actually talking about about mental health and well-being, and it's been on the forefront for a long time, but nobody was talking about it. But to have Majella do that is absolutely fabulous. We're delighted here in Donegal. It's just brilliant.
Charlie Collins for Donegal TV in Letterkenny.
We look forward to Majella's charity going from strength to strength. The Donegal Association in Boston was founded in 1908, and our camera crew was there to record their annual banquet. The Donegal Association of Boston was founded in 1908 by a group of Donegal immigrants to Boston who wanted to preserve the traditions and culture of their homeland, as well as extend the hand of friendship to newcomers. This year's event was all about celebrating those connections and honouring the Harney family, who run an Irish dancing academy in the city.
It's a huge honour, isn't it?
It really is, and just, I'm overwhelmed, I'll tell you the truth.
It was Mum's aunts that were some of the original Donegal Club Association members, Aunt Rose and Aunt Mary.
Yeah,
and,
Uncle Andy, Uncle Tom, all of that family, the O'Connor family from Glentoher, Cashel, Glentoher. And then I come along from Annasanale, Carndonna, and that was in 1957. And of course landed in the Donegal Association, and been here ever since. And it's a great organisation, it really is. I'm not putting my husband down or anything, he's a Roscommon man, but we were always into the dancing. My mother was a terrific dancer. She wasn't into the step dancing, but she spent a good bit of her time in Derry when she was young, and so they danced every night, whatever. But then the step dancing, I went to, what's his name? Denny McLaughlin. Yes, yeah. Yes. I took classes with Denny McLaughlin, and so did a few fashes in Derry, and then I came to America and done a little bit of it here. And then Liam, he started out and he became world champion and opened the academy, and it's been there since.
I started dancing with Maureen Green O'Leary School here in Boston, and then when I reached college, I went on and danced in San Diego with Ron Plummer, and I'm trained in other styles of ballet, tap, and jazz. So it was a natural path for me to be able to integrate some of this other training along with the Irish dancing, and it definitely promoted me in the competition worlds. So then after winning my world titles, it was what do we do from here? Went on and did shows and developed a show of my own called Celtic Fusion, which we took around the world as far as South America, to Chile and to Australia and New Zealand and several US tours. So I've spent my whole entire life basically dancing and loving Irish dancing and promoting it, and now sharing it with my own students.
The association is as relevant today as it was 106 years ago.
There's a lot of young people come out, and we try and get them jobs, and and they come out and they play for the Donegal GAA, which is a very good football club, and Paddy McDivitt, he gets them places to stay and stuff like that, gets some work and stuff like that, and they'll be here tonight, and we look after them and they look after us.
The association continues to play a pivotal role in the wider Irish community in Boston.
Donegal people obviously great affinity with their home county, and they keep it right through. We heard tonight that the Donegal Association is 106 years old. It still attracts people of all ages here tonight. They've 350 or so. It's a very strong endorsement of their commitment to their home county and to one another as Donegal men and women. The spirit of solidarity between Donegal people is very strong. The commitment to their home county is very strong. We've had Donegal County Council here over recent times. We've had Letterkenny Institute of Technology. We've had other groups promoting Donegal as a tourist and economic generation. And the people here in the Donegal Association are fully behind that.
Nights like this one are special because it brings out the best of Irish traditions.
What happens with the Irish abroad is to distill the culture down into these nuggets, whereas at home you go from one end of the year to the other and you wouldn't see Irish dancing, or you might not listen to the old Irish tunes. But when you have nights like this where people get together, sure, it's all canned into one night, but these nights happen over and over. Tonight is the Donegal Association, the Sligo Association, there's many dues to do with many organisations, the Irish language, GAA, you name it. One of the other things too is pulling together to help each other. Organisations such as in Boston, the Irish International Immigrant Centre, the Irish Pastoral Centre, they're there providing graduate services, from birth to death, from youngsters with the toddler groups to senior citizens alone at home, lonely. And you have organisations of volunteers, and they're there as a resource. So it's the best of the Irish can be seen and distilled into areas like Boston because there's just such a pride in their heritage.
For some, it was a chance to say hello to family back home and reminisce about their home places.
I'd like to say hello to my mum, Bella McMahon, to my sister Sally and her husband Jim, my nieces Sinead and Ailish, and my two very good friends, Magdalene McDermott in Moville and Una Diver Black in Letterkenny.
I'm here for a long time, and I want to say hi to all my family, Michael and Maureen, Denny, and all the Mackayans of Buncrana, and all my relatives, my sister Madge and Peter Ruddy. So I just want to say hi to all the family.
This wee girl's name is?
Mary Elizabeth.
She's a big talker, but we need to get her warmed up. Now, if she was hanging out with her cousins back in Shaunaug's or Hudie Buggs in Gidor, you couldn't shut her up. But let's see what she has to say tonight.
The celebrations went on into the night, and plans for next year are already underway.
This programme is sponsored by Triona Design, the Donegal Tweed and Visitor Centre, Ardra, County Donegal. TrionaDesign.com. Advertise now on Donegal TV, broadcasting worldwide. Email info@donegaltv.ie or call 00353 86406 3770. DonegalDaily.com, Donegal's largest news website. For up-to-date news, sport and events from Donegal, click DonegalDaily.com. Hyundai is Ireland's fastest growing car brand. See the full range of new Hyundai models and a wide selection of used cars at T. Diver & Sons Limited, Canal Road, Letterkenny. 00353 7491 22600. Celebrating 30 years in the motor business, Diver's Garage with Hyundai, Ireland's fastest growing car brand. Advertise now on Donegal TV, broadcasting worldwide. Email info@donegaltv.ie or call 00353 86406 3770. This programme is sponsored by Triona Design, the Donegal Tweed and Visitor Centre, Ardra, County Donegal. TrionaDesign.com.
Welcome back to part 2 of the programme. Baby Rory Gallaghers had a tough start in life, but his parents hope that with pioneering surgery in the USA, he'll be able to walk again. In aid of the Baby Rory Gallagher Wish to Walk appeal, the International Rory Gallagher Festival held a fundraising concert in Ballyshannon last week. Keith Fletcher was there for Donegal TV.
Baby Rory Gallagher, who lives in Clonmany, just outside Ballyshannon, was born on the 3rd of August 2012 and was named after the legendary rock singer Rory Gallagher, who was born in Ballyshannon in March 1948. In 2013 he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy spastic diplegia, and doctors told his parents Gerard and Shauna that he would never walk and would be in a wheelchair by the time he was 3 years old. However, his family have discovered that a leading neurosurgeon in the USA has performed life-changing operations on children with a similar condition. Dr. T.S. Park is confident that Rory will be able to walk following surgery, but a sum of €120,000 is required in order that Rory can avail of this life-changing procedure. Fundraising is now underway in the wider catchment area, and the Rory Gallagher International Festival Committee last week held a concert named A Night for Baby Rory, and all proceeds went to the appeal fund. Baby Rory's mum Shauna was delighted with the initiative.
This concert tonight, I mean, it's more than a wish come true. It's fantastic. I mean, all of these guys have come on, they're offering their time for free. They're all hugely talented. They're all very nice. I was in the back there with them in the green room, and so welcoming and all chatting to Rory, and Rory enjoying the bit of crack with them, you know, and you know, it's just fantastic, like, and especially because it's in the theatre, it means so much to us, you know. So what Dr. Park will do is he'll take out 3 or 4 vertebrae, and he'll work on the nerves that are sending the wrong signals down through Rory's wee body that are causing his legs to scissors, and he'll take away 100% of the spasticity, which means that Rory will be like you or I. He'll have nice straight legs and no scissoring, and he'll have nice flat feet, which means that he'll be able to take steps, and you know, he's guaranteed us that Rory will leave America walking on crutches, and that he can only improve from that. So I'm on a high, like, I'm so excited to see my little baby finally take his first 2 steps, 3 steps, you know. It's fantastic news, you know. I'm very, very happy, Mammy.
The Rory Gallagher International Festival Committee were delighted to be in a position to help Baby Rory, and Barry O'Neill tells us about the magnificent response that they've received.
You know, despite the difficult times we're in, people will still, in Ireland, no matter where you are, will support initiatives like this, because it's very important. The gift to walk is something that a lot of us may take for granted, maybe we don't, but to give it to this little boy and to help him there, I think it's just fantastic, and you would do it for anybody's child, and if it was any of our own, we obviously would think that the same support would be there for us, and it's great, just great to be involved in it. And even Donegal Gallagher, who's Rory Gallagher's brother, the legendary guitarist, he has offered now one of a signature strat that'll be auctioned, that'll raise several £1,000s on the internet. We've had donations from all over the world from Rory Gallagher fans. We even had a donation from Brian May of Queen, who has made a donation online. So like, there's a great musical family, there's a great local family. Everybody has really got behind the Baby Rory Gallagher story, and I think that the operation is scheduled for July. I've no doubt in my mind that sufficient money will be in place, that the operation will go ahead to help Baby Rory walk.
On the night, all the artists that performed gave their services free of charge, and they were only too delighted to assist.
Well, it's a tremendous cause, and any way that any musician can help like that, you know, I wasn't doing anything tonight, and I just said I'd love to be part of this, and it's a chance to meet the other musicians as well, and you know, we all come together when in an hour of need. Yes, and reminisce, and it's an hour of need, and it's a great cause, and you know, it's a nice way to get together and to make music, and hopefully that we can raise some money for Baby Rory.
Well, it certainly means a lot. It's lovely to be here with all the friends here backstage. We have great musicians. For all these musicians to get together on a night like this, you know, it's special, I suppose. Special for the people, you know, but it's lovely to think that something special is going to come from this night.
So I'm delighted to be asked to do this, and it's so important that everyone gets behind this wee fella and raises the money for him, and it'd be just brilliant, like his dream come true for him, and sure what, you straight away you say yeah and you do this kind of thing.
Editor of the Donegal Democrat and MC for the night, Michael Daly, is greatly encouraged by the response of the local community.
Through my work, I spend a lot of time in Sligo and in Leitrim as well as Donegal, and the reaction on the doorsteps from people is that they really do want to make this wish come true for Shauna, Gerard and the family. I've told Shauna that she's pushing an open door anytime she wants the Donegal Democrat, and I would suggest any other media no more than yourselves at Donegal TV to help out what is a fantastic and a very important cause.
Another successful night's fundraising for young Baby Rory Gallaghers here at the Abbey Centre. Keith Fletcher for Donegal TV in Ballyshannon.
Well done to the festival committee, raising €7,000 there on the night. The appeal has so far raised €30,000. If you would like to donate directly, go to the website appearing at the bottom of your screens now. Donegal has an impressive lineup in its calendar for festivals and events for this year. And if anything is as good as the Clonmany Festival was last year, then we're in for a real treat.
Hiya folks, I'm Nathan Carter and you're tuned to Donegal TV.
Good evening, Clonmany. Good time girls, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Good time girls, won't you come out tonight? We'll dance by the light of the moon. Take away.
From humble beginnings 47 years ago, the Clonmany Festival is now the biggest event on the Inishowen social calendar. It pulls in the biggest stars of country music and draws massive crowds. The King of Country himself, Nathan Carter, is one of the festival's biggest fans.
Last year was fantastic, and it's a memorable festival every time we come back, and you know, it's great to be a part of such a prestigious event. This is my 4th year doing it. The first year we did an afternoon spot, and the last 3 we've done an evening time show, you know, so it's great to be back. A lot of people are saying it's going back to the way it was with the big marquees, and every town has a big festival, and you know, even when I started out 4 years ago, there definitely wasn't half as many festivals as there is now, but it's great to see, and you know, it's good for the towns, and it brings a lot of business. And
it's the place where the big guns of country come out to play.
It was a great honour, you know, to come back to Clonmany. I haven't been here in, God, it must be 10 or 11 years, and I remember the festival was fantastic back then, and I think it's even bigger and better than ever now.
Clonmany is renowned all over the world, you know, and there's a lot of those type of festivals come and go, but this one seems to be one of the lads that linger on there, and it's lovely to be invited back again.
The festival is also a showcase for up-and-coming country stars in the making.
We did it last year, and it's a great festival. It did so much for me. A lot of people would still recognise me from, oh, you're that wee boy that sang at Clonmany Festival last year. And we're hoping for this similar output this year, and I'm really looking forward to getting up on the stage now.
For the organisers, a lot of hard work goes into making the festival such a big family event.
As you see, a big crowd here tonight. We're going for 47 years, but it wasn't always like this. It's a lot of hard work, a hard-working committee. Great committee altogether. Our chairman, George Harkin, and a lot of volunteers and a lot of girls.
And of course, the festival here lasts for a week, but there's a hell of a lot more than a week of planning and organising that goes into an event like this, Hugo. Great for the local area as well and for the local businesses.
It's fantastic, the whole area. We have 5 hotels in here in Ballyfin and 9 pubs, all packed.
All the hard work pays off. The fans are delighted.
Tell them what your name is. Jody. How old are you? She's 6, okay? She's only 6. Will you sing your verse for us? Will you sing it? That's right, come on. So
Stephen Lynch, Donegal TV, Clonmany Festival.
Well, that's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or log into our website at donegaltv.ie. Until next time, Slán agus Banat.
This programme is sponsored by Triona Design, the Donegal Tweed and Visitor Centre, Ardra, County Donegal. TrionaDesign.com. Advertise now on Donegal TV, broadcasting worldwide. Email info@donegaltv.ie or call 00353 86406 3770. DonegalDaily.com, Donegal's largest news website. For up-to-date news, sport and events from Donegal, click DonegalDaily.com. Hyundai is Ireland's fastest growing car brand. See the full range of new Hyundai models and a wide selection of used cars at T. Diver & Sons Limited, Canal Road, Letterkenny. 00353 7491 22600. Celebrating 30 years in the motor business, Diver's Garage with Hyundai, Ireland's fastest growing car brand. Advertise now on Donegal TV, broadcasting worldwide. Email info@donegaltv.ie or call 00353 86406 3770.
CoLab, turning knowledge into enterprise. Home to your new business idea. located at Letterkenny Institute of Technology. Create your own future and choose CoLab as the home for your innovation and technology business idea. Visit colab.ie. Your business journey begins here.